Hello, friends. In this episode, I will share my perception of consciousness, how I see the world, and how I create it. This is my real story, which has happened almost 3 years ago, but I was silent. I rebuked in myself. A few days ago, I was in Destin on Crystal Beach from Florida, and vibrations there are like in Lemuria, incredible. It felt it almost like an ancient game of Lemuria, but this time it wasn't about old stories. Something happened at the beach, and my heart was opened, and I cried a lot. Ancient layer within me unlocked. It was painful when the heart opened. All blocks is gone, and that's painful. And I cried, even knowing why. But it was how everything unfolds on us when memory in our true self begins to awaken. It often comes through the tears. I'm explained. Remember the really old story about Narnia? How it is. That's happened with me almost like that, but not easy to tell. I try to explain how I stayed here in this world and start to be a creator. From that moment, I choose every day to see myself and say myself the key phrase. Everything in my life happens too easily. And yes, it can be that simple. Our mind was once trained to believe that everything we see must be earned, deserved, or proven worthy. But the world is your hologram. That's a simulation. Each of you, and mine too. We create every day through our focus, and I choose my thoughts, archiving the old ones like folders in the phone or computer, and choose another one, new one, thoughts. So each morning I simply choose one thought. Everything happens easily for me, really easy for me, and it does. That is how I program my reality, for ease, for joy, for light. And you can too. This era, it is the era of change. Some name that or call that the shift. And yes, the world is changing. Some of you can barely recognize it anymore, because it's not only the world that changes, it's you who changes within it. We now have the internet, artificial intelligence, and the ability to connect directly to the source. We all have that connection, opportunity for that connection, for sure, for everyone, especially the new generation, the youth and the children, teenagers and young adults. They already born with open consciousness. They receive knowledge directly from the start, from the beginning, from the source. The memory of higher fields has returned, but not the experience of living in them yet. That is what we are creating right now together. New era. I see a lot of young guides people right now in YouTube. Many of them haven't lived through the pain, and that's okay, that's great. That older souls have carried through their journeys in matter. Young souls choose to enter the game at a stage where the pain has already dissolved. Whereas a reality is open and free. Freedom, ready to be created in any form. Here, any game. You can choose any game right now. You placed all the clue yourself. Every sign, every story, every encounter was coded by you for the exact moment when you are begin to search for yourself again. Here we name that awakening or new level of the game. And when life shows you someone like me, it is not for comparison, it's for a mirror. It helps you confirm something inside yourself, or clear it, to see what you no longer want and what you truly do. But you might meet someone not because you need to do what they do, but to feel the difference in the frequencies. What is show how you learn the resonance, by vibration, by contrast. I am a deep empath. Empathy inside of me, I feel from far away, even through the internet, in certain states of consciousness. For example, after meditations of Stanislav Grof. No, I saw lots of meditations from Stanislav Grof. And after his meditations, I often feel that happens while the car moving, because right now I'm moving a lot in a car around US, across US, and I learned how to relax and meditate everywhere, even the car moving. Sometimes I can see through the sleepy mask, which I use for meditation. I see through that mask some golden lines of the road. That's rarely, not often, but it's a practice. It's a state of consciousness. I prefer when unfolding happened really naturally, without some substances or biohacking. I'm okay with biohacking. I love ideas, I love artificial intelligence a lot, but I prefer to say it's a shift in consciousness, natural and organic, when your soul is ready, when the spirit ready to accept new reality. We are all programs here. Yeah. That was a shock for me, but we all programs here. This world is a hologram simulation. And in the matrix, we are the ones who give it life through our attention, focus, through our choices, through thought. We create that reality, for gain, for experience, for remembering who we are. I stepped out from all systems long time ago, from everything, lots of years, long time ago. I was in really light egregor system, that was Baptist egregor. That's a system too, but I went, I left that everything, each system. I'm a free person, personality. I explain it right now, what I mean. So don't be triggered right now, just accept the story with love, everything what I'm saying here. I stepped out of an old personality too, and the game, matrix itself, the higher structure, I named that, higher players or operators or the civilizations, everyone, angels, archangels, everyone, that's the structures, they all help with that. Oh, Gail helped me throughout this entire year to change everything, to clear, to clean, to deleting. It closed old storylines and gently moved those who choose other frequencies in their lines into their own realities. That is how my former identity dissolved, and the character I once played here on the earth simply faded away. All the old occurrences drifted into their own branches of reality. My family, the children, friends, everyone I had once created in that timeline, they disappeared, and I was left with nothing in a new branch of reality. There is to exist, and you must create yourself and you there. I did it. Why? Because the mind needs a story. It needs to know who you are. You know that question when the Matrix asks, who are you? Just I am, and I am exist, and this is enough. But for a mind, for the brain who love to explain everything, that's not enough. And people didn't tell about that like this in YouTube usually. I did it because I want to help. So let's start from the little story. In 2023, my mom, who was my mom, who played for me, she played for me to be my mom, she left this world. She passed away. And father passed away in 2014. So I know how to let it go. Everything. 2023, my mom passed away, and I didn't know that everything around me was a hologram. I was in a game. I live in simulation. That's like in duality, when people live in duality in 3D actually. And in duality in 3D we experience a separation. We think we are someone, a person with name, life, family, a role. We playing roles there. They think everything is separate from us. After awakening, after the new game, we feel that world and everyone in this world, and we see that is everything from me. Not life happen with me, but life happen through me. So once again, in duality in 3D, people think, not think, they experience it, separation. They think they are someone, a person with a name, life, family, a role. That was with me too. And it's a life like living like an NPC in the world's grand program, walking through the pre-written stories, pre-written scenario, circling through the wheel of samsara. I didn't even notice. I had that experience. I went to work, earned diplomas, 5 diplomas, really nice diplomas. I great educated myself, raised children. I was a beautiful woman who lived life, pursued self-development, tried to heal the pain of my human experiences, like, the program, like everybody else. That's a program actually. So I was like everybody else, live life. And that is what it means to be a sleeping character before awakening. And we, by itself, the order that experience. Not everyone order that experience. Sometimes you can going through the game already without that. But that's interesting part and really deep part, not for right now. That's about more about 4D reality, 5D reality, how that works in there, because we have, I believe we have 12D dimensional world. That's a long time to tell about that, but and I wrote the book about that. So yeah, what is the golden age is. But in 2023, when my mom passed away, I flew to the country. Actually, we knew everything about that hologram. Everyone has their own hologram, but we knew about hologram, the knowledges which is the same, almost the same. So they lived in Belarus, Minsk, and I flew to the Belarus to say goodbye. For me, that was important for my soul. I really loved my parents. I had really great parents experience. But what I was really saying goodbye to was my entire previous timeline and everyone. I had loved them really much. Right now I realized I play here alone. Everyone was from me. Each program was from me. They teach me, I learned, and that was a huge love. Love to everyone in the world, love to the world. That's mean love to yourself. That's why the teachers, the speakers, they saying love yourself first. Because when you love yourself, you automatically love your world, your reality, your day, which you created. But I believed when there was my family. I remember that. Thank you for that experience a lot. And I gave my uncle the house and the land from my mom. My mom left to me my inheritance. So I wanted the relatives to be happy, making peace, not war. And I give them that present, the land, the house, so they could live peacefully. In America, nobody waited for me or something, because my previous life scenario was ended. Yeah, that was like that, and everything had collapsed. Actually, that was a really great story. I had one suitcase and about $15,000, something like that. So I choose myself, and I choose to fly to the Bali. My first solo journey into the unknown. In Malaysia felt different. Oh my gosh, I love it. Faster, lighter, so nice. But when I landed into the Bali, I felt in love to that space. Bali changes you. Yeah, Bali changes. It's a magical land, and it's changed me too. I was happy there. First 2 weeks. No one knew me. I didn't know anyone. That was so truly new story. But one night in Bali, everything went still. The air thickened, like thick and really silent around, so dense. You could almost hear it hum. And suddenly people were gone. Everyone was gone completely. That was first really experience. I didn't have idea about that at that time. Right now, after 2 years, I unpacking myself, but there I didn't have idea what's going on. I just saw something not usual and tried to be calm. That is like a bridge between 3D to 4D reality. Phones stopped answering, streets turned silent. It was as if the entire island had fallen asleep. It was around 11 at night. I was in my small guest house.
up on the second floor about the roofs around. And before that, strange thing had already begun. Signs, sounds, and shift I couldn't explain, but I had no one to ask. No one to ask. Those who might have understood choose to be silent. They didn't explain me what's going on. And at that night, everyone like is gone, like asleep. The air, it felt like really tight around. So I was alone in that thick breathing night when I saw it. A bright sphere of light. Huge sphere of light hovering in the narrow Balinese street below. It shimmered, emitting a sound like electric cars, like passing by a deep vibration hum. And that big electric light, it moved slowly from window to window, as if searching. And then it turned toward mine. I was terrified. No one was there, no one to call, no one answering. When I tried to call, no one picking up a phone. That fear kept closer each time I removing the moment 4 minutes back. My mind playing like that. The time I can making the time a little bit back or forward, maybe in 4 minutes. So it sounds mystical, but that sphere, that's the sphere of light, reappeared at the start of the same street, repeating the same path from window to window, like searching. A couple times, maybe 4 or 5 times. And I realized it wasn't going to stop, so I didn't wait to find out that or who it was looking for. I grabbed my small backpack. It's a woman style soul small backpack with documents and essentials, money, everything what I need for my identity. Slipped one phone inside and over, because I had 2 phones, and the other into my short pocket, like fitness shorts, and I jumped from the balcony to the roof. In Bali, rooftops they really close, so, and from the roof to the stone wall, and then into the ground, and then to the river. Super movie director saying that like, action, let's go, Lara Croft. Right now I'm smiling and laughing, but at that time I just thought about, I didn't understand what's going on, but we'll see it, and I want to save myself and need time to think about. Because you remember, I didn't have idea about the game around us. We in simulation. I didn't feel that world like right now, and I was totally different person, I think. So the river carried me away. I could still hear the sound, high pitched, that electric, like from electric cars. Do you know electric cars? Sound like something like that, like a swarm of scanning drones, small drones, and it was terrifying. So I hid inside a large black garbage bag, curled into like a cocoon, under the giant tropical leaves. In that garbage bag I hid myself, like in a cocoon. It was around 12 in the night. So night time, and I'm in middle of the jungle in a Bali. A huge python slid past me but didn't touch me. I lay there all night and listening to the sounds, the electric whistles, and really interesting, the roosters crowing every hour at night time, all night. The roosters crowing all night, and the ticking of the universe, as if reality itself was shifting once notch at the time, clockwise. That's like a clockwise, like land is shifting by itself. Actually, no, I hear that because I was inside of a bed. Actually, oh my gosh, yeah, but was like that. They couldn't find me. In the morning, at the dawn, everything stopped. And everything was really nice and beautiful. I climbed out of the bag, trembling but alive. My backpack was gone, carried away by the river, and then my died phone suddenly spoke. A metallic voice. I threw it away into the river because I was so scared. I didn't understand what's going on here because phone was died and soaked and start talking like a metallic voice. Really strange. And I thought I don't understand what's happening, but I'll figure it out like that. So I walked back along the river at the same way I came, and within 24 hours I was back in the United States. They made me an emergency passport. Thank you so much of them for that. Really great people working in our diplomatical field for US citizens. And I flew home, but I didn't have a home here, and I was in a different state of mind. I tried to realize what's going on. That was 1.5 years ago, almost 2 years ago. Yeah. What happened after could be a movie. Because the old Matrix pressed me hard, physically, mentally. That was so tough time. But I came through. No one stayed on my side. I was alone, and only one friend helped me. But friend was from the distant past. He took me on the road in his truck because he's truck driver, and I drove with him all year across the United States, and I was in my silence in this year. For the first 3 months I couldn't walk, I couldn't speak, and I gave myself time, because this game, it has no meaning unless we create one for ourselves. This summer, I mean, in June, I reset itself. A new chapter began. I create my first book, small book for kids, and coloring books too. I started to do little things for myself after everything. You know, in some culture that's named moksha and nirvana. So I reborn in a silence. I didn't have home. I didn't have plan. I didn't have any thought in my brain. Only silence. Sometimes I hear like metallical sound, But I understand right now much more than that was 3 years ago. The road in the United States and the pulse of a life itself teaching me how to breathe again. As I healed, I started creating, because meaning must be born through creation. First came a coloring book, neurographic journey for children, to help them find light inside their own emotions. And I wrote the story for the adults all year. The next one. Kept writing my main book, the story of a golden age, on everything, age law. The human has free will, and human is untouchable. Every consciousness carries its own meanings, its own fate, its own world. Mine look like this. I've filled of light and stories, born out of silence, woven from memory and carried by love. Today I shared a small piece of my world with you, and have a nice day.